Surrender. Not defeat, but transformation. What happens when we stop resisting life as it is? Quote, "Try not to resist life's changes, for the hand of God is turning the page." Rumi. Imagine a game of tug-of-war. On one side is you, pulling the rope with all your strength, while on the other side is life as it is. The rope sways back and forth. At times you gain the upper hand, but then life pulls it back again. Your muscles are burning from the effort, but inside you hear a small voice reminding you that you'll never truly win. On Tuesday, I shared the word surrender originates from the Old French surrendre, meaning to give up, deliver, or hand over. To surrender is not to yield or be defeated. At its core, it's an act of entrustment and return, placing something once held back into its rightful place. To surrender is to let go of the rope, because it was never ours to control or win in the first place. A university professor visits a Zen master to learn about enlightenment. As the master pours tea, the cup overflows. The professor exclaims, "It's full, no more will go in." The master replies, "Like this cup, your mind is full of opinions. To learn, you must first empty your cup." Our understanding of life is shaped by experience, coloring the lens through which we interpret reality. If we have faced significant pain, we may view life from a perspective of sorrow. Conversely, if our lives have been filled with joy, our lens may reflect that joy. Yet when we confine our perspective to one lens, are we seeing the whole truth or only a shade of it? Like the cup, we often overflow with opinions and projections, hoping for the world to align with our desires. This longing can generate suffering. The question, "What do I do next?" often arises from this desire to control outcomes. A more helpful question may be, "What is the reality of this moment, and what does my heart recognize as true?" Surrender here is trusting that life has its own rhythm. The next steps, the actions that matter, will appear in time. But first, we must empty our cup of assumptions and expectations. A monk sees a scorpion drowning and selflessly scoops it from the water, only to be stung in the process. Undeterred, he rescues it yet again, suffering another sting. A bystander, perplexed, asks, "Why do you keep saving it when it keeps stinging you?" The monk calmly replies, "It is the scorpion's nature to sting, and it isn't my nature to save." This story embodies the heart of surrender. True surrender is not passive. It is rooted in alignment with our essential nature. Just as the monk instinctively acts from compassion, we too can navigate life's challenges with grace. In modern life, we are driven to act, achieve, and prove our worth. Yet surrender asks us to pause, to breathe, and to trust that life moves forward regardless of our intensity. By leaning into stillness, we notice that our hearts continue to beat, our lungs continue to draw breath, and our capacity to love remains intact. Surrendering does not mean avoiding action. It means responding from a place of authenticity, acting in alignment with our values while accepting the outcomes we cannot control. A river travels across the land, growing wiser with each twist and turn. One day, it encounters the vastness of the desert and fears it will be swallowed up by the sand. The wind gently advises, "You must surrender. Let me carry you." Initially, the river resists, frightened of losing its essence, but it eventually yields to the wind's coaxing. The wind lifts the river into the air as vapor, transports it over the arid terrain, and releases it anew as nourishing rain. The river's story mirrors our own struggles. We cling to control, resisting what is, fearing loss or change. Yet surrender opens the possibility of transformation. Yielding does not erase our identity. It allows life to flow through us, revealing what truly resonates in our hearts. To submit to this flow is akin to the river admitting its uncertainty amidst the vast desert. It's a recognition that our attempts to control, manage, or manipulate often stem from a desire to avoid the unknown. Surrender, like the river's journey, requires humility and trust. It asks us to recognize that our attempts to shape life often stem from fear, attachment, or past pain. When we finally let go, life can reveal its extraordinary flow, much like the river transforming into vapor and returning as rain to nourish the earth. This surrender is not about inaction. Instead, it calls us to follow what resonates deeply within our hearts. Just as unseen forces guide the river's journey, what stirs in our hearts comes naturally and effortlessly. We encounter opportunities to practice surrender daily, in our relationships, at work, or through personal growth. Each moment we let go of rigid expectations, we create space for insight, clarity, and renewal. Each moment we resist, we feel tension, frustration, and fatigue. Surrender invites us to rest in the flow of life while remaining engaged and responsive. To surrender is to release what was never ours to hold. When we insist on controlling outcomes, we strain against reality, clutching the rope until our hands burn. Surrender asks us to let go, to trust, and to act from alignment rather than fear. In surrender, we find transformation, clarity, and peace. Like the river lifted by the wind, or the monk saving the scorpion, surrender is not passivity. It is a conscious return to our essential nature. Life unfolds in its own rhythm, and when we release control, we discover that our hearts are capable of holding, embracing, and moving with the flow of life. With warmth and gratitude, Brooke.